Julia, you're going to be so proud of me today.
Let's hear it. What's up?
I am wearing a full beat of makeup because, I have always had this like I've always had a hate relationship with foundation. Like I hate wearing foundation. I never can make it like sit right. It always looks weird, blah, blah, blah. But I have discovered the beauty of the makeup spatula. And now I love foundation.
That's so funny. I mean, the spatula is like a K-beauty thing. It's been around for a little while now, but it looks good. It looks good. I don't know. You know me. I'm a fan of like full beat all day, every day. The spatula is nice. I feel like it's obviously more hygienic, but it's kind of like spreading butter onto the skin, if that makes sense, right? Like that scraping motion.
But that's why I like it, because it actually reminds me of oil painting, because I grew up oil painting. And so I'd often use a spatula to apply paint onto the canvas. And it's the same technique. And I'm like, this feels so familiar. It feels right. Like this is how I should be applying my makeup. And I'm using the Poom foundation and it lays really nicely.
I am also wearing the Poom foundation.
Welcome to GlowJob, the beauty podcast that's more than skin deep. We're the only podcast
to make you hotter and smarter.
All right, Sas. So let's get into it. We have a very full docket of beauty news to get into, but the one that was kind of like the most inflammatory of the headlines was Huda Beauty dropping Huda Mustafa from all of their current campaigns.
So Huda Mustafa, aka the evil villain from Love Island, she was recently canceled during a viral live stream that she was on with her boyfriend, Louis Russell?
I don't know.
Whatever his name is. But basically, a prank caller dialed in to her boyfriend's phone and it sounded like a woman's voice. But she basically said, Olandria is a beep, aka the N-word.
Yeah, and it was really bad. Like they definitely used like the hard R version of the word. Huda basically got canceled because her reaction was just laughing, right? And I don't know. I think a lot of people are kind of like in two different camps of like how to interpret that laugh. But Huda Beauty was so fast to react. I got to give them props because I feel like so many times these brands give these influencers like so much space just to like give them chance after chance after chance. But yeah, they dropped Huda really, really quickly, even though she was like trying to scramble immediately from like a PR perspective, really just trying to smooth everything over. But all of her apologies fell flat.
They basically ended a $1 million partnership with Huda from Love Island. That is serious money for this girl,
I don't know what the hell is wrong with these like Love Island bombshells, because I feel like they just don't understand what a digital footprint is, right? Like she is the third person to get canceled for using racial slurs, whatever. Because there was like that first girl, oh my God, I can't even remember her name, but she like silently left the villa. Who cares what her name was? And there was like Sierra and now Huda. Like when will they learn? But I don't know. Olandria, I think, was just like so happy to get Huda canceled. Because like she came out really quickly afterwards and said that like, oh, there's like no place for racism, blah, 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 like really just calling Huda out, just not accepting her apology whatsoever.
So Huda Beauty put out a statement and they said, I quote, "This action was taken not because of any creator or influencer's content. This was taken due to the lack of seriousness around the issue and to people close to us who were offended by the actions during the live. Please remember, this is about accountability, not canceling people."
I mean, that's fair. It seems also very Huda Beauty, right? Just like,
for sure.
Just definitely doing like the ethical way. But I mean, it was just a completely inappropriate response by any means.
So Huda Mustafa claims that, the laughter came out of a nervous response. And I watched the clip online. Now, granted, it's like an edited version, so you don't get to see like the whole shebang of what the live was like. I think that you can definitely laugh out of nervousness because I feel like everyone's been there. I've been there for sure. But also like if you realize that you're a public facing figure who is doing $1 million brand deals with global brands, you have to take accountability for your actions, even if it was a mistake. Like you just have to take accountability. And without any accountability, then I don't know what kind of backbone you have.
I know, that's completely how I feel because like I don't know. I just had like a knee-jerk reaction when I watched the video of just being like, wow, that's really messed up. Like I would have said something immediately. I just don't know why they think that like you can just giggle things off.
Next up in beauty news, Skims has just tapped Ami Colé founder Diarrha N'Diaye as EVP of Beauty and Fragrance.
I was so excited to see this headline. I know a lot of camps are like split because I think it's like Kim Kardashian is super polarizing, but I don't know. I just feel like everyone was so sad when Ami Colé had to close doors. It was a great brand, great products, and now I'm really excited to see what she can do with Skims because this is going to be huge for them. Skims is a multi-billion-dollar company, so they're going to put a lot of effort into creating Skims Beauty, and I think it's set to launch early next year.
And Diarrha is going to lead product development and brand strategy specifically for like their beauty products. She used to work previously at Glossier, L'Oreal, and of course, Amicolé, which launched in 2021 and shut earlier this year.
And she did this whole interview with WWD. And what was really exciting is that she gave a little bit of a sneak peek into what Skims Beauty is going to look like. And it looks like they're going to be doing makeup, hair, and fragrance. I was kind of surprised that they didn't mention skincare within that roundup, but excited for that.
Oh, for sure. I think when I think of Kim Kardashian, I don't necessarily think of skincare. I think of full glam and a full beat. So that makes sense to me.
Really? Because when I think of her, I think of the vampire blood facials.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I see. Okay. I think of her a little bit more of like cosmetic procedures and makeup. I don't think of her as someone who's doing preventative care, skincare, and those kind of
Really?
treatments.
I kind of think
Yeah.
that she's that woman who like has the money to buy it all and to do it all, right? Like she literally makes herself like a guinea pig for anything and every treatment like known to mankind. But I guess, yeah, some treatments are more like cosmetic procedures and some are just more skincare.
I would say that even though I know she's gotten into the whole longevity science stuff and like, sort of like more of the biohacking trends, yada, 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 the majority of the history of Kim is full glam, full glam, full glam. So it's like makeup, fragrance, hair. It's like, yeah, in your face kind of look.
I don't know. For me, like I really believe that a full glam woman, like a Kim Kardashian status, also loves skincare because it's like literally every single thing. Like she's known to literally get like laser therapy anytime a tiny blemish or tiny scar like pops up on her body. Like she really goes that extra mile for her skin. But hey, I don't know. 2016 Kim was definitely a different time.
So it's funny that you mentioned that, Jules, because when I think of that as in laser treatment to remove pigmentation in your skin, I don't think of that as preventative treatments. I think of that as purely cosmetic. She's not doing laser therapy, right? To like that seems like a very surface level thing versus like I personally don't think of her as someone that spends, like, I'm sure she spends lots of time on her skincare, but her image, like the image that she puts out there
Really?
is more,
I don't know, maybe because it's like, I know you probably haven't watched like Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No, I have.
Yeah, well, she's like
yeah.
barefaced in a lot of those. And also like she was doing like, barefaced red carpet moments too, just like trying to make a statement and things like that. So I don't know, to me, like Kim is like all beauty, every single component of it, like inside, outside, skincare, cosmetic, whatever.
This is where we disagree.
I guess so, but Sasa, I know Kim Kardashian does a lot of skincare. You can't say she doesn't.
I didn't say she doesn't do skincare. I said she doesn't represent skincare to me. When I think of her, I don't think of immediately, oh, this is the woman who's like a skincare wizard. I think of her as a glam wizard.
All right, the next headline, and this one truly shocked me because I wasn't very familiar with this brand, but there's a fragrance line called Amouage, and they just surpassed $300 million in sales, and they did this by Q3 of this year, so they still have like quite a few months to go.
This brand is honestly fascinating to me because they've been around for 42 years, but I swear they are just popping off in this last year, basically, because their sales have been up 73% year over year. Their online growth has topped over 100%, and sales basically tripled since January of this year.
Isn't it crazy to think that after 40 years, a brand can reach like this kind of success? But I was looking into them and they're from Oman. So, maybe they're bigger in the Middle East, but we've been talking about it forever now. Like, this is the year of fragrance.
They started in Oman in 1983 at the request of the Sultan. Like, that is some crazy ass brand heritage, if you ask me.
Right? I feel like so many brands would literally kill to be able to craft a story like this. But like, no, it was like, a presidential or kingly decree, which is why we started a brand.
The Sultan kindly asked us to create this perfume. Like, so wild. But basically, they kind of blew up on TikTok, which is insane because these bottles retail for basically almost $400. Like the cheapest bottle was $3.95.
I know, and we're going to get way more into this brand when we do our fragrance episode, because it really is just amazing to me, because whenever I think of like TikTok selling perfumes, it's always a freaking body mist, right? It's something that's like coming in at under $30 per item.
But the most fascinating thing I find about the brand is that, you know, when you think of growth, you usually think of a brand opening more stores or having more distribution channels, i.e. like trying to sell as much product as they can by just putting in front of as many faces as possible. But they kind of did the opposite. They cut distribution, so they focused on fewer boutiques, but they were like super, super, super luxury boutiques and then some immersive experiences. And so, yeah, it's crazy that they kind of buck the trend for the super, super luxury and prestige brands. I think having that scarcity mindset really helps to sell things.
Oh, for sure. I mean, whenever I think about fragrance, for me, whenever like women are talking about it, whatever, they're all like, I'm just going to gatekeep my fragrance, right? That's like the one thing that no one ever wants to share. Oh my gosh. I remember like during the Victoria's Secret fashion show, there was this like one influencer, Paul, this like fragrance guy who gets backstage access to the show. And he goes around asking all the women like, oh, what fragrance are you wearing? What fragrance are you wearing? Sasa, not a single model shared what fragrance they were wearing.
Really?
A couple of them, like, they would give a nod to like, oh, it's like the Bombshell Victoria's Secret body spray, or like this Victoria's Secret perfume. But all of the other ones like, oh no, it's like a personal blend, it's like, oh, it's just for me. I gatekeep that. And I'm just like, I roll. But yeah, scarcity mindset is definitely working for them.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me because I know so many women who try to like hide what perfume they're using and they'll be like, oh, I don't remember what I put on today. But I'm like, bitch, you know exactly what you put on this morning because we all know what we put on this morning.
Oh my God, 100%. Or when they're like, you like their jacket and they're like, oh, I don't remember where I got this. Like I can literally name every single item in my closet, right? With like precision detail and tell you exactly when I got it, exactly, how much it cost at the time, all of these things. But yeah, like the girls need to like let go a little bit when it comes to the whole like gatekeeping of fragrance.
Ulta Beauty faces a lawsuit over their clean beauty labels. So currently, Ulta is facing a new nationwide class action lawsuit claiming that its conscious beauty products contained prohibited ingredients.
So basically, Ulta launched their like conscious clean beauty program in 2020, and it's really extensive. But a large part of this list is like they have a number of ingredients that they say that like every product that makes a conscious clean program, they don't have this ingredient, or if they do, it's a trace amount, and we vet them. But I kind of looked through their list, and I was a little bit surprised at some of the things that I was seeing. Like they were basically making an argument that certain chemical sunscreen filters are not clean or conscious. But, this could be a really big deal. A class action lawsuit is like no joke.
So apparently this lawsuit alleges that they violated California's Consumer Legal Remedies Act, false advertising law, unfair competition law, and their Environmental Marketing Claims Act. It also alleges fraud, negligent misrepresentation, and unjust enrichment. That's a lot of words to say that they fucked up.
And the thing is like, this is not the first time a big class action lawsuit has hit the beauty industry. Recently, Revlon was hit with this crazy class action lawsuit, basically alleging that like some of the Almay products, and Almay is a company within the Revlon brand, but basically like Almay was claiming that their line is like hypoallergenic, but they actually contained like a quote unquote shocking array of known skin sensitizers, irritants, and allergens.
That's so bad. Like people really rely on those labels when they're shopping because not everyone is a cosmetic chemist.
I think it's a reminder that clean beauty is not a regulated term whatsoever. And just because you have like pretty white or like recycled packaging with like a leaf on it doesn't necessarily mean that what's inside that bottle is clean whatsoever.
No, for sure. A leaf.
All right, next up, Estée Lauder is making some moves with a new strategic partnership with Shopify.
So Estée Lauder companies entered this new partnership to quote unquote modernize its digital technology infrastructure and deliver omni-channel consumer experiences. This sounds like mega corporate speak to me.
I mean, I wonder how much they pay their like McKinsey consultants.
Oh yeah, that was a $13 million sentence right there. Like McKinsey is not cheap. So this is part of Estée Lauder's Beauty Reimagined strategy. Beauty Reimagined is the new strategy that CEO Stéphane de La Faverie has planned to restructure the company. So basically, they want to make consumers the focus again in order to increase sales because, Estée Lauder, they haven't been doing well so far lately.
This partnership honestly makes a lot of sense to me because Shopify has been in the headlines lately, really going in on how they're starting to incorporate like ChatGPT, OpenAI, and just like AI generative learning models into the entire shopping experience. So by, Estee Lauder really wanting to modernize, like they're not just getting Shopify and that, improve shopping experience, but they're also going to start getting access to all of these like AI advancements. And I think, that's also what they're definitely going after.
Oh my God, that is so valuable because I know lots of CPG brands out there who they pay a lot of money to Google. They pay crap tons of money to Google to make sure that they show up top when people are searching and shopping within the Google Shop, tab. But that's becoming a little bit less of the predominant way that people are shopping because now folks are asking Mr. and Mrs. ChatGPT to help them with their shopping things. Because sometimes I even find myself doing that and it's kind of crazy.
No, it's definitely true. Like a lot of people are saying that SEO is dying out and that what's replacing it is called GEO or generative engine optimization. And now instead of paying like an SEO specialist on how to get ranked higher on Google and Bing and all of these things, they're using GEO specialists to figure out how to get higher ranked on platforms like OpenAI. And also Stefan is like crazy busy these days because they're doing a lot of expansions with a couple of other brands within the Estee Lauder family. MAC is finally going to be entering United States Sephora's and they're also
Yay!
I know, right?
I'm so excited.
But you want to know something crazy? So when I was in Vancouver, MAC was in all of the Sephora's, which made sense because like MAC is a Canadian brand, right? Mm-hmm. But they're also taking Clinique and Ordinary, and those are going to be starting to be available in Mexico on Amazon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think just in general, like they've been bringing more and more of their brands onto TikTok Shop, really just seeing like what they can do with this like new shopping experience. So it makes sense. They're really just trying like all of these different avenues because they got to kick it up a notch.
Oh, hell yeah, they do. And speaking of Estee Lauder and the Lauder family, did you see that headline about Jane Lauder and her new venture that she's starting?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so Jane Lauder is starting a venture fund for pet care, you guys. I did not have that on my bingo card of what the Lauders might do in terms of, future investments.
I mean, on one hand, it kind of makes sense because like the pet care industry is like growing and growing and growing, right? Like with all these dinks out there. And if you don't know what a dink is, it stands for dual income, no kids. So it's basically, there are many. It's basically like millennial aged couples, Gen Z couples that like are committed to not having children, but they spend a crap load of money on their pets. Her new venture fund, it's called TAW Ventures. Do you know what TAW stands for?
No, tell me.
So it's named after her dog that has the most ridiculous name I've ever heard of, but his name is Thaddeus Alasdair Walsh.
What is he? Is he like a Westminster dog? Is he going on shows? Like, what kind of name is that?
I mean, like, where are his additional titles? I'm expecting more, if anything.
Earl Thaddeus something? Knight of...
Just like rich people shit. Right?
I know, right? Seriously.
It's gotta be.
Must be nice to be a billionaire doggy with a venture fund named after you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, did you hear that, like, maybe it was a tabloid. I don't know if it's real or fake anymore. But I read this headline that Diane Keaton, when she passed, she left $5 million to her dog.
Okay, so let me just say something really quick from like my day job world because this happens kind of frequently in my day job where I manage money for rich people, basically. It is, I know it's shocking, but it's like actually really not uncommon for wealthy people to leave substantial amounts of money to their pets. And it's because they love their pets so much and they're concerned that should they pass, people aren't going to care for their pet in the same way that they did. So yes, I know. But they're like, in their mind, they're like, if I leave X amount of money, that will ensure that they have the best care possible because this is like my angel baby. And now, some people might think 5 million's a lot. Some people might think 20 million's a lot. I've seen people leave their entire estate to a dog. But to each his own is what I tell myself.
I mean, why not just donate the money to like an animal shelter, right?
Well, their
Like,
dog's still alive. So
no, but the thing is like, think about how long a dog lives, right?
Oh, I know.
Like
Yeah.
dogs live what? I think it's like insane if a dog lives to be like 12 years old. That's like a really, really, really old dog. So how long could they possibly spend that, or how long could they enjoy that $5 million for? Do you know what I mean?
You know, sometimes what they'll do is then they'll have it, like, this is getting into estate planning for dogs, but like, this is actually a thing. Like, sometimes they'll have trust. So it's like when the dog passes, then that goes into a charitable trust, which goes to a charity. So it's not always that crazy, but I do realize that like 5 million or however many millions of dollars for a dog can be outrageous. But
I mean, it's
people really love their
definitely-
pets.
They really do. So maybe, you know, Jane Lauder is onto something here.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? At first I thought like this is a crazy rich woman, but like you said, maybe she's just smart and prescient and knows that people are going to spend lots and lots of money on dogs.
Oh,
and
people
cats.
spend insane amounts of money on their pets. Like, again, it's like $1 billion industry at this point. But like, I know people and they'll like feed their dogs. Oh my God, we got to do an overlay of this one Instagram account that only does dog food. And it's like this raw food diet for dogs. And it's this
I've
most
seen
like
those.
the most like extravagant meal with the most amazing random pieces of animals that you've ever seen in your entire life. I have an old coworker from Oracle. He was a dink, right? He and his wife were dinks, and they had these like giant Connie Corsos. But these meals would be like
Big dogs.
ostrich egg with a kangaroo liver and an
Oh.
alligator hook. I don't know. I know alligators don't have hooks, but it was like a massive, massive meal. I have to show you this Instagram account. And I would ask him, I'm like, why do you do this? Right? Like, you know, your dog will literally eat poop if you let it. And he's just like, I love my dog so much. And I'm like, okay, do you?
That's very sweet that he loves his dog so much. But I will say to the dogs eating poop, this is such a random story, but when my brother was in a fraternity,
Where's this going?
they're frat dogs. They had 2 beautiful golden retrievers, the sweetest dogs. But Jules, like, I don't know if these dogs were just dumb or what, or they're neglected, but the dogs would routinely eat their own poop. And this was the reason why I was like, I will never, ever, ever, ever participate in Greek life. I'm going to art school.
No, so I actually know why animals like dogs will sometimes eat their poop. It's
Why?
because they're neglected and they're malnourished, right? It's really, really sad. But basically, like even though your poop is waste, this is the weirdest tangent, by the way. But let me just finish this and we can get back to our beauty news, okay? But basically, like any type of excrement still has a little bit of nutritional value in it, right? And so there are many animals in the animal kingdom that will eat their poop after they pooped it out so they can go and digest it and get like more nutrients out of the poop again. So the dogs are probably eating poop because they weren't being fed enough.
See, this is making it even more depressing. Like, this is what happens when fraternities own dogs. It should not be allowed.
This is why Diane Keaton left her dog $5 million.
$5 million. Full circle.
Whew, bring it in.
Bring it back to beauty, you guys. Khloé Kardashian, she is expanding her beauty brand. She launched her new fragrance XO about 11 months ago, so at the beginning of this year, that was under a licensed partnership with Luxe Brands. And now she's planning to expand her line.
You know, this makes a lot of sense. And there are so many kind of these like brands, like Luxe Brands, and they're basically like an incubator, right? You know, like they'll partner with celebrities, and we've seen so many celebrity brands come out. But some of the other ones that they've been doing are things with like Ariana Grande, Nicki Minaj. But honestly, like Billie Eilish has a perfume, Sabrina Carpenter has a perfume, Dolly Parton has a perfume. Like it's kind of like, you know, if you don't want to go and full out, like build out a full-fledged brand, you just go and start with a perfume.
Oh, for sure. But like Luxe Brands themselves, so they basically always do licensing. And so that means it's usually like, it's like a royalty payment, right? Like you don't actually have like full ownership over the brand. You're handing it all off to the other company, i.e. Luxe here, and they handle everything from manufacturing to distribution to just literally all the back end stuff. And you just take a check. You take a check as things sell.
Oh, totally. She's basically just giving them use of her face on the marketing materials. Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense for her. She's got a lot going on. I mean, do you remember that popcorn line she tried to launch earlier this year?
I do remember that, yeah.
Honestly, I really wish it tasted better.
You know, it's such a good idea because I would have been so down.
It's a genius idea. Hot girls love popcorn. Hot girls love protein.
Yes.
I just don't know why it tasted so bad.
I never tried it, so I can't say.
You know,
But
it's really chalky and it's crazy. I mean, there's always going to be people who are like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But I think she wanted to like create this new market, right? And be like the next like protein bar where all of these people are following suit. But I don't know. The launch got like such mixed reviews overall, and that is like too chalky and doesn't have enough flavor and all of these things. But I just, you know, I love how dedicated the Kardashians are to trying to make money.
money is their mantra, and I get it.
You know, they have so many children that they need to look after at this point.
I know, it's a village they have to feed. Oh my goodness.
It's honestly crazy. You want to know something I learned about Khloé Kardashian recently?
What?
So, like, she has 2 children, right? Like with
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson. But I didn't know that Tristan Thompson has like a severely disabled younger brother.
Oh yes, I knew that. See,
And
I watch the Kardashians. I
You
knew this.
do? Okay, good. You know, I learned this shit on TikTok. So, like,
Okay.
clearly you are a notch above where I am. But, like, I didn't know that she was his full-time caregiver.
I know she's honestly. People can say a lot of things about the Kardashians, but like I do like Khloé. I do think she's got a good heart. She can be a bit of a loudmouth sometimes and an instigator, but she, you know, she's a caring person.
I mean, she is an angel. Who else would do that? The only unconditional love that you have will be for your child. But like when it comes to like your marriage, you know, like if your husband does you dirty, like that love isn't necessarily unconditional. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
Like I would not want to take care of that child. I don't think so. I mean, I've never been put in that situation to make that kind of decision, but like, oh my God.
I know she is a good human. I gotta give her props for that. Big hearted. You know, today is just a day full of tangents. But but Khloé, for her fragrance expansion, she's gonna launch a hair mist, which is a lighter version of the existing perfume, and then a new scent as well.
And last in beauty headlines, and this is one that we definitely saw coming because they've been talking about it for a while, but the parent company Gap officially launched Old Navy's beauty line.
So they've come out with a hair and body mist, a body lotion, and a body wash, and these are all centered around their 5 core scents: Gourmand Thrill, Fresh Splash, Vanilla Crush, Floral Sweet, and Amber Vibe.
You know, it's so clear that they are just going right after that Gen A market here. Like when you look at the packaging, it doesn't say amber vibe. It just says like vibe.
Vibes only.
Vibes only, right? Like it's honestly, it's a really good idea, but like I can't remember the last time I stepped foot into an Old Navy store, but when I was in one and you kind of go through like those last aisles, it's just full of random stuff, right? Like not necessarily like clothing, but just like random like tchotchkes and things. So I feel like these are going to do pretty well because they're priced reasonably well. I think it's on like the low end, like $7 going all the way up to like less than 20, like $16.99.
And you know, I feel like Gap right now is on a roll. They're going after Gen Z, and they've been really popular on TikTok.
Absolutely. You know, they have been investing so much in kind of this like massive rebrand. And to me, it was honestly really impressive because I talk about it all the time, how fascinated I am with TikTok Shop, because it's just like a totally new way and new style of shopping that Americans have adopted so quickly and easily, but they have been crushing it on TikTok Shop. And it's like, it's so apparent because on TikTok Shop, you can literally see the number of units they're selling per item. And they also been doing some like crazy collaborations lately.
I mean, like they're hearkening back sort of to like the 90s heyday of Gap, which was like peak Gap, excellent branding, and just the best commercials that I could possibly think of. The thing that's coming to my mind is the ad that they did with Cat's Eye.
Oh my God, it was so cute with their little dance to the milkshake song.
Yeah.
Obsessed. But yeah, they did like Cat's Eye, they did like Doan, Mad Happy, Base, like literally everybody. I think it's doing such a good job of like really just making the brand super relevant again.
And sidebar, something that you and I both learned recently when we were at this Meta Prosper event, which was like the AAPI creator event at Meta, which was pretty cool to be there. We heard from Umberto Leon, aka the co-founder of Opening Ceremony and the current creative director for Cat's Eye, and he was talking about how he started his career at Gap. So now it all makes sense.
And that makes a lot of sense. That was a really good event. I had a good time. Did you?
I did. It was really fun.
Within the API community, I feel like there's so many of us in Los Angeles. So it does give us like such an amazing opportunity to like connect. But it's great because I always feel like I'm learning about like a new creator that I actually enjoy. Or like a new brand and a new founder that I actually want to like learn more about. And it's just like, these like little in-person things where you can really get to do that.
I'm such a huge proponent of in-person stuff. Like, I freaking hate Zooms. Like, I know that we're recording remotely here, but that's only because we record so often. I love when we're together in person. It's just so much more fun.
Oh, it's so much more fun. Fuck Zoom. They suck.
They suck.
Right? Like, or like, here's an example. Like, I've been invited to so many of these like work-related like Zoom conferences,
Oh,
where
God, no.
everyone like dials in for the whole day. But like, have you ever actually connected or like networked with someone at one of those?
No, because it's such bullshit.
Exactly. It's crazy.
All right, you guys, that is a wrap on today's Chit Chat. Tune in next Monday for a weekly roundup of beauty, business, and pop culture news.
And we'll also see you this Thursday with a brand new episode.
Bye.
Bye.